Welcome to Tajikistan. I'm taking you on one of the most amazing road trips to Pamir Highway and Wakhan Corridor. Let's start. But the scenery here is absolutely stunning.
خوش آمدید به تاجیکستان.
خوش آمدید به تاجیکستان.
Welcome to Tajikistan. In the first of this two-part series, we went through some amazing landscapes and traveled around the Afghan border to get to Bulunkul Lake. Let's continue the journey. If you haven't checked that video, the link is above. We got to Bulunkul quite late yesterday, and it was also pretty cold, so we didn't get to explore much. But after some breakfast, it is time to go check out the village. It's amazing how they live here. Look at the basketball court. Wow. They have such simple lives, you know, for someone living at such high altitudes and harsh climate conditions. I am impressed. This is the village of Bulunkul, and this is their greenhouse. They grow their own stuff. They're basically cut off from the rest of the world for most of the winter time, so they have to sustain themselves. And this is only September and it is freezing cold already. The best part of the village is the views all around. Absolutely spectacular. I mean, we are going to visit the two lakes a little bit later. Let's spend a little bit of time with these little rascals. This is the school here. Okay, never been inside a school around here. They're doing a maths lesson here, which we don't want to disturb. So this is the little study. The play area. Wow, it's really nice. Okay, we are here with some village fashionistas. They're all ready for their day. Excited to go about. They're very cute. Since we didn't get to stay in the yurt, I still wanted to show you what it is like inside, so we're going to see one now. I stayed in a couple of yurts in Kyrgyzstan last year, so if you haven't seen the videos, the link is above, especially the one where I stayed in the yurt. Now, there's a little bit of a difference between that because in Kyrgyzstan, they pack everything at the end of summer and they go down to their villages because it's cold. But here, they actually stay throughout the year. And it can get like as low as minus 60 degrees, on average about minus 40, 45 degrees. So yeah, I can't imagine staying here in winter. I mean, I'm here in September and it's already pretty cold. But the scenery here is absolutely stunning. Wow. All right, let's go check out the yurt now. So this is more like a show yurt type thing, but this is how it's typically structured. And this hole in the middle is what provides all the light during the day. There's a lot more to these. Honestly, check out the Kyrgyzstan video. Truth be told, I was a little disappointed that we didn't get to stay in the yurt, but it was completely overridden by all the happiness while we are going to see some yaks. It is so amazing to spend time with them in their natural setting. Look how beautiful it is around, and they are majestic. Well, They are actually owned by people, but they let them roam and graze freely. And then when the winter comes, they actually bring them home or they let them go freely again, depending on when they need them. Oh my God, they are so beautiful. I could totally spend an entire day with them, but we have a busy schedule. So we are going to check out next my favorite lake, Yashikul. We are at the beautiful Yashikul lake. Welcome to Yashikul Lake. I was expecting a rather small lake because it looks like that on the map, but it is huge. And I love how calm and serene the water is and how the mountains are reflected. We're actually quite lucky because we have a perfect day when it comes to weather. So we're gonna spend a little bit of time here, enjoy the view, and we are going to stop at a few different viewpoints to get, all of this beautiful lake in. I'm always amazed by how incredible nature is. We're just coming from Yashikul Lake, which is barely a few kilometers away, to Bulunkul Lake, and this one is completely different. This has more of a wetland vibe, and by the way, both these lakes are really important for migratory birds. My only regret in the whole road trip is that I didn't get to spend another day in this beautiful place. If you have more time, definitely stay here for one more day. Well, we are heading to our next stop, which is a mountain pass, the highest in all of Tajikistan. Yay, we made it! We are at the very highest point we can get to by car. And this is probably the best time to introduce you to people I've been traveling with. So this is Arsalan, who's our driver, and he's like a Superman. I was a little bit worried about him because he's so skinny, but he really is he's gotten us out of a lot of tricky points. And this is Maferet. She's our translator, our fixer, problem solver. She's amazing. I couldn't ask for a better team. We had an amazing time. Whenever you come, do ask for these guys. You'll have an amazing time, I promise you. Let's go check out the pass now. So we're gonna start heading back down now. We have a hot spring to cover before we get to Horog, but I wanna tell you a couple of really, really important things. One, bring plenty of SPF this high up. You really need it, or at least cover your skin as much as you can. Secondly, bring yourself some warm clothes. If you're coming here in summer, at least a light jacket, some trousers, shorts won't do. And if you're coming here in late summer or early spring, I would definitely recommend more warmer clothes. That also brings me to the point, what time is best to do this? Summer is a good time to come to Pamir, but if you want to do the other parts of the country and this, I would recommend end of summer. So I'm here in the beginning of September. It's nice. We've had no rain or issue. We just had like a minor storm one day in Wakhan, but that's pretty much it. And then when we get back to Dushanbe, it will be nice, around 30 degrees, because in the summer the cities can get pretty hot. So yeah, bring some good clothes, SPF, some face mask for all the dust, and obviously come at the right time. That makes a huge difference. Let's start getting back now. The road is pretty bad again today, but honestly, at this point, we don't even notice. That's become the new norm. We are on the way to Korog now, and we have made a quick stop at the village of Jalandi, the village with this beautiful view, but we stopped here for their hot springs. So it's a literally like Soviet style, no frills facility. The pool is not the fanciest, but once you get inside it, it just absolutely melts all that, tension of all these drives, all the cold from yesterday and day before, and I feel so light and fresh now. So let's continue on to Korog. I'm a little hungry and a little sleepy already. So we continue our journey on. Let's go. We passed through some villages and it's incredible to see how people live here. You see everything from vegetables to fruits drying for winter, which is just around the corner at this point. I am endlessly impressed and amazed by Tajikistan. What a way to end this beautiful day. If you want a more comfortable option, there's a Serena in Korog, which is more of local style and it's very comfortable. So I would recommend you stay here. I've stayed with them in Pakistan and Kenya and they're always amazing. I didn't really know much about this before coming here. Good morning! I am in Khorog. It's day 6 of our epic road trip in Tajikistan and we are going to Kalai-Khumb today. Now this is going to be interesting because we're going back the same way, but just because it's that, it doesn't mean it's going to be boring. You will see, I promise you. I am planning on getting a little bit closer to those beautiful Afghan villages that we saw on the way. So I'm really excited about today as well. And I guess my guide is here. I am feeling really nice today because I took that long shower and I got all that dust off. So let's get on the way, get dusty again and see what this beautiful country has to offer on the other side of the same road. Let's go. Ta-da! A little surprise on the way. Our driver Ursulan has some family in this area and this is their garden / farm and it's laden with fruit. It's really peaceful, quiet with this beautiful scenery around. So I told you it won't be the same as last time, right? One thing I would say is they don't charge you for you to come in. They're really nice people, but please be nice. Do leave them some money. They're also very nice about picking fruit and taking. So I'll probably grab this one and we'll eat it on the way. Tajikistan is insanely beautiful, but this incredible country requires some careful planning. So I've created a playlist that gives you all essential information to get to this beautiful country and have an amazing, amazing time. So click on the link above and check it now. Even if your car heats up and you have to stop on the way, it's not a bad thing in Tajikistan. This place is full of surprises. Let me show you what I mean.
خشنود نشو آخی مادر شیدنی ناشنود نشاو آخی مادر شیرین
This is what most of the eating places look like on the way, with running water, with gorgeous views, and limited food options. Quite a lot to eat. See you in a bit. We don't have any particular stops that we have for today, so we are stopping wherever we find beautiful. Well, truth be told, every other town we take is beautiful, so we have to be picky about which places we are going to stop at. Look at these mountains. Today is quite different from the rest of the days, even the second day when we went through this road, because we are trying to get the feel of this entire place and how it changes with light. So it's just after the lunchtime and the light has started going down already. And depending on the light, it could be really bright or it could be quite a dark, somber mood here. Of all the places, this has to be my favorite village on the Afghan side, and it's really beautiful. You can see it going all the way up. And it's so close that you can hear the dogs bark, the children cry, you can hear the voice of the azan or the call to prayers. I'm really fascinated. I need to go to Afghanistan now. But I need to plan it properly, of course. And also, we're very close to Kalai-Khumb now. So yeah, this is our last stop for the day. I will see you in the morning. And no, we're not taking the same road back to Dushanbe. We will be taking a different road. Apparently the road is even worse, but it's really beautiful, so hey, why not? I like being dusty. Because of all the stops we made, we got to Kalai-Khumb quite late, and yeah, I honestly didn't even have dinner and I just went straight to bed. Good morning! It's our last day of this epic road trip, and I'm a little sad because it's our last day. You think, I'd be a bit happy because of all the roads and stuff. No, I'm gonna miss all of this. So we're gonna get going, but I wanna show you the place I'm staying. So most of the homestays kind of look like this. It's someone's house, and what I really love about these places is the abundance of flowers, veggies, fruits. They put everything in it to make it lively. It's always colorful. And they always try to make you feel so welcome. It's nothing, the luxury you see in a lot of hotels, but they try to make you as comfortable as possible. So thank you very much to all the guys who hosted me, and let's get going because we have a lot to do today as well. And we're not taking the same road to Dushanbe. Here's a little tip for you. If you click on that subscribe button, I will bring you some more amazing travel destinations. Most of them you haven't even heard of, I promise you. So subscribe now. We're gonna stop here for a little bit. This place is quite different from the other landscape. It's quite, it's different, you will see. I really wanted to find out what this beautiful place is, but sadly there's no name. There's not even a proper name for this entire road and a lot of villages that we saw on the way. But we stopped here because look at this beautiful view, all this winding road. And yes, it is quite dangerous when you're coming up, but look how beautiful it looks from up here. Let's continue. Welcome to Khaburabot Pass. This is the highest point we will do today. The landscape here is completely different to what we've seen, so that's the reason we took this road instead of going back on the same road. And look how beautiful it is. It's also a little bit chilly now because we're quite high up and I didn't really plan for it, but loving it otherwise. Look who we found, and they are super shy, so they're going away now. Ooh. Today is quite different from the rest of the days because it's open valleys with lots of vegetations, and you know what that means. Lots of sheep and livestock, and obviously that comes with shepherds. So some of these people live nomadic lives. During the summer they come up to these beautiful open valleys and they get their sheep to graze all around, and then in the winter they take them back to their villages. So we were taking some photos when a few gentlemen stopped on the Jeep to check, how things are. They're very nice. Everyone says hello here. So they told us that we must have lunch with them. There's a little celebration in the village and they insisted. And why would I say no to, to get an experience their daily life? So that's where we are. It's a really small village and they are the nicest, sweetest people. Honestly, Tajiks are amazing. So hospitable. If you ever get an opportunity like this, just take it. But if you want to leave them some money, it is an insulting thing to offer it up front. Just give it to the kids for some candy. So that's the way to do it. And that's exactly what I'm going to do as well. Honestly, it's a little touching because my grandfather used to be like this and it reminds me of him. And it's just a very nice thing to experience here. And I'm really grateful for that. Let's go get some food. Wow. That's what you call the feast. We had shorbo pretty much every day we were in Tajikistan, but this was the tastiest, most amazing shorbo, I promise you. Well, we left after a delicious lunch. because we have still quite a huge distance to cover. This is the last stop we are going to make here. Look at that beautiful view. And then we're just getting on to Dushanbe. Honestly, this trip has taught me a lot. I feel like I've grown a lot in this trip, in these 7 days. And it's not just because of this beautiful scenery around, but all the beautiful people that I've met and all the experiences I've had. So I'm really grateful to Tajikistan for that. You should definitely do this. I would highly, highly recommend it. So I'm continuing on. Click on the link above and meet me in Dushanbe, and let's explore a little bit more culture of this beautiful country.